So recently, Jonathan Owens got a lot of heat for a comment he made about being the catch in his relationship with his wife, Simone Biles. Now, if you take the clip out of context, it's easy to come to all kinds of erroneous conclusions. But if you look at the entire interview, which is about an hour, to me, the clip actually isn't that offensive. Reason being, he literally described the way the relationship began. I mean, they matched on a dating app. And once they showed that they were matched, she initiated the first conversation. And then, she decided to drive down to see him for the first meeting. And then after that, the rest was history. So when he calls himself the catch, he is literally saying, yeah, actually she caught me because she went for what she want. And she even later on in the interview was like, yeah, I see what I want, I go for it. She reinforced all of his comments. So it really wasn't that big of a deal. And then furthermore, there were so many other parts of the interview where he starts talking about the different way that she has changed his life, and the way that she has challenged him, and the way that she's given insight about his game and given her critiques, and even some of the different value that she's brought, and just even the different ways she's challenged him to be more fiscally responsible. And I mean, he's said so many positive things about his wife and the different ways that she's actually helped improve his life, and the ways that she has challenged him to be a better man. So I think the entirety of the conversation was actually quite sweet. It seems like he's really grateful for her, and she seems to be, head over heels just based upon some of the different things that we've seen and the things that she's posted. So it really seems to be just a really great match, right? Two athletes who are, albeit they're in different parts of her journey, she has experienced a lot of success early on in their relationship, a lot more so than her husband. It doesn't seem like they're competing. It seems like, they understand that journey and are there to support one another. I actually think it's a very endearing relationship. They're obviously, very young, they're newlyweds, but this certainly isn't anything worth, breaking the internet over. But here's what I think is really going on. There is a group of lovely ladies out there who like to live vicariously through these celebrity relationships. And the biggest problem with Simone Biles is that she breaks against the popular narrative that is being promoted online, that successful Black women have to date and marry out. They have to date and marry hypergamously, which is usually associated with divesting, in order to be happy. This is the narrative that Simone Biles, by her own lifestyle and her own actions, is challenging. And so when you see celebrities such as her, who have the platform and who have the opportunity to promote this narrative, go against this narrative by nature of their own actions, it makes a lot of women upset. It's also why it is not uncommon to see their relationship decisions be always policed. And another thing that Simone Biles does, not only does she challenge these popular narratives, she also exposes how much of the propaganda associated with it is BS. For example, Simone Biles, a dark-skinned, unambiguously Black woman married to not just a Black man, but a very handsome, successful, lighter-skinned Black male, right? The kind of Black man that most women in their high school years, their college years, would be attracted to, be sliding in his DMs, hoping to get his attention, whether or not they would say it or not, but the kind of man who's, needless to say, used to getting female attention. The popular narrative is, these NFL players, they're with white women, they're with Becky, they're with Latinas, they dump their Black girlfriend and they go for a white chick, they go with Latina, right? Like, this is a very popular narrative. The nature of this relationship completely breaks that, right? Here is, again, a handsome NFL player. He's been growing in his career, and he chooses a unambiguously Black, dark-skinned Black woman as his wife. So just by this nature of this relationship is really breaking down so many narratives. I think it's honestly making some women upset. Now, here's one popular pushback you'll hear, right? It's like, she's more successful than her husband. She makes more money. This is a no-name, dusty NFL player or whatever. And so there's been this push sometimes to try to minimize the success and minimize the accomplishments of her NFL multimillionaire husband. But I want you to notice how These conversations are never had when a black female actress marries a white man who is a lot less successful. Gabby Sidibe. Look at Serena Williams. Okay, Halle Berry. Jodie Turner-Smith. Successful black women who married men who were below their rank, some of them significantly below their rank. But you see how the criteria and the expectations change based upon the ethnicity of the person that the woman is with. Ultimately, there's people who are just trying to push a narrative and they're mad that she's not fitting the narrative. I don't care how much a woman talks. If she meets a man that she is highly attracted to and he seems approachable, she's going to do what she can to make herself available. Period. End of discussion. You can do all this hypergamy, all this, I'm this, I'm the prize, you can go through the list, but at the end of the day, if a woman sees a man that she is attracted to, he seems approachable, he seems in her rank, whatever it may be, she's going to do what she can to get that man's attention. Period. So a lot of these women who are saying all the things that they would do if they were put in her situation likely would have done the same thing, some of them even more. So we know that many of this stuff is cap, but it's here to promote a narrative. It is here to try to divide, and it really doesn't need to do so. Honestly, a lot of these conversations are silly. Who cares what two grown adults do in their free time? If they're happy, great. But if a person is really triggered by what two random adults that they will never meet are doing in their free time, it's probably an indication of areas in their own life where they might be unhappy or unfulfilled. Because if you're satisfied in your own romantic life or your own relationships or your own family, you're not really pressed about what other people do. You can maybe look at it and admire or be happy for them, but you're not losing sleep, right? You're not because you're satisfied, because you're happy with what you have. So I think these kinds of situations always serve as a reminder of either how happy or satisfied somebody is, or maybe when they're not satisfied. And instead of being so bent out of shape about the decisions of two grown adults that you can't control, I think it's a better use of our energy to spend that time wondering, why am I so concerned and why am I so consumed with the life of people that I'll never know? Because I think it's better to be happier with your own life and more content with your own life versus trying to find ways to live vicariously through somebody's life that you'll never meet. But anyways, that's my thoughts. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comment section below. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later, okay?